Hi, my name is Ryan Swanson, Training Development Manager here at ProSpot International. Today we're going to continue our SP MIG Series troubleshooting, and we're going to take a look at the torch. When we're looking at the welding torch, we're going to take a look at a couple things. We're going to take a look at the gas shielding nozzle, we're going to take a look at the contact tip, and also the gas diffuser. All three of those pieces play a vital role in ensuring a quality and clean weld without porosity. Anytime we have porosity in the weld is going to lack integrity and lack penetration. When we're looking at the welding torch, we're going to talk about three critical components. The first thing is the gas shielding nozzle, and then we have the contact tip and the gas diffuser. The contact tip screws directly into the gas diffuser, and the gas diffuser screws directly into the torch neck. All three of these parts play a vital role in ensuring a proper and clean weld without porosity. Anytime we have porosity in a weld, it's going to lack integrity and penetration. So it's important to ensure that all three of these components are in good, clean working order to make sure that we get that proper weld that we're looking for. When we're looking at the gas shielding nozzle, we want to make sure that we have a good gap between the contact tip and the top of the shielding nozzle. If we have a gas shielding nozzle that does not have a good gap, such as this one, where the contact tip actually sticks out of the nozzle, that's going to cause the gas to be dispersed across the panel instead of into the weld bead. This will cause porosity inside of the weld bead. So we want to make sure that the gas nozzle is in good shape and we don't have inconsistencies along the top of the nozzle itself. We want to also make sure that we don't forget to put the gas diffuser on. The contact tip and the gas diffuser have the same threads. So it is possible to screw the contact tip directly into the torch neck and forget the gas diffuser altogether. When this happens, the torch will not allow the gas to flow out, and we will have a very dirty and poppy weld with a lot of porosity. So it's important to make sure that we put that contact tip and the gas diffuser back in there together. Once again, when we have a good gas diffuser on there, gas nozzle, you can see that we have a good gap between the top, and now the gas will be forced into the weld puddle where we would like, and that will ensure that we have as little porosity as possible. Taking a closer look at the contact tips, I've laid out a couple different tips here. This tip right here is a used steel tip that's a 0.8 millimeter. But I want you to take a look at the style and compare that to the middle one. This middle tip is also a 0.8 millimeter meant for steel, but they look a little different. But then we also have this tip right here, which is an aluminum 1.2 millimeter tip. It's important to make sure that you do not use an aluminum tip when welding with steel. Anytime the wire does not have a smooth transition through the tip, it's going to cause a choppy feed. So if we take a look at the tip, you'll notice on a brand new one how small the hole is compared to a tip that's been used even just a few times. As that hole gets bigger, it's going to give the wire more wiggle room to stop and get caught on the tip as it rolls out of the tip. So if we're using an aluminum one, you can see how much bigger the tip and the hole is. If we're trying to use this with steel, there's going to be a lot of play as the steel wire comes through the tip. That's why it's important to make sure that you do not cross an aluminum tip when welding steel, and also that the tip is in good shape and it's not too old. Anytime that we have a tip in there for too long, that hole will start getting bigger and we'll run into problems with the smooth feed. So we want to make sure a couple things, that when we're using the torch, that when we're trying to get slag out of the contact or out of the shielding nozzle, that we're not banging it down onto the table or onto the ground. If we want to clean out the inside of the gas nozzle, we want to make sure that we have a good pair of welding pliers. Take the gas nozzle off, and you're going to use the welding pliers to get inside and clean out the slag. Once the slag is cleaned out, you can blow it out or shake it out, put the nozzle back on, and now we're better off than hitting it on the ground or on some other workpiece. If we don't have all three of these things working in conjunction, it's going to cause, once again, bad welds with porosity, and we're going to think something else is wrong, and we might start blaming the machine for bigger problems when it's as simple as making sure that everything on the consumable side is in correct working order and in good shape.